Hello everyone, this is Adam from the Adam Fearns Archives with an Adam Fearns Archives only video for you guys because this is a series on just the Adam Fearns Archives. Gonna shut up now. And welcome to Ben 10 ranking. This is ranking the episodes from series 3 of the original series, so the next 13 episodes. I've already ranked series 1 and series 2 of the original series. Didn't really rank the seasons. That would be after we done series 4. Lucas doesn't know about it, but I've just said it, so it's going to be done. Yes. Having a bit of problems with the camera, so typical me. Okay. Haven't uploaded in like a month, and this is the thing I get. Tough camera. Okay, hopefully that'll work. Okay, to the left of me, I have the list of all the episodes from my least favourite to favourite. And with that being said, let's get right into this ranking. This is my opinion, so if your opinion is different to mine, which it most likely is, please leave in the comments below what your favourite episode from Series 3 is. I'd love to hear your responses, and who knows, maybe we'll have the same favourite. Anyway, going into last place, 13th place, we have Monster Weather. Now, I haven't seen Lucas's rankings on these, but I would not be surprised if this is rather low on the list as well. Because compared to the others, it's not as good, and it's kind of boring, and yeah, it's just kind of boring. Nothing interesting happening. The Accelerate segment, that was good. That was the only good thing redeeming it. The villain is a one-time villain, and I'm not a really big fan of it. And there's nothing really else to point out that stands out from this episode. Forearms plays the guitars, and that's it. 12th place, we have Merry Christmas. This one, same as the last one, I would not be surprised if Lucas puts it low on the list because we both hate this episode. And that's for the simple reason, compared to the others, like Monster Weather, it's not as good. Unlike Monster Weather, it is memorable though. Yes, again, another great Accelerate segment. Yes. But that's it though. There's nothing really much else to cover. The villain is kind of boring and pathetic, worse than Monster Weather one. And the whole story behind it, yeah, I get it. Then Gwen, Ben and Grandpa Max are never together at Christmas. And it's kind of good that they are for this holiday town. I thought that was nice. But that's it. There's nothing else going for it. 11th place, we have A Change of Face. Now, this is where my opinion with Lucas might differ. Because there's another episode which I'll be saying later, which I would think would be in the bottom 3 with Monster Weather and Merry Christmas. But I'm actually putting A Change of Face here because this is a Charmcaster focused episode. And out of the other episodes with Charmcaster in, I can't remember the names of them. Negative 10 episodes, or the I really can't remember this one. It's this is annoying now. It's the sequel to the Lucky Girl one where Gwen gets her Lucky Girl powers back with an amulet. That's another good Charmcaster focus episode. But this is her first proper outing as the main villain. And I don't like it, in my opinion. It's just kind of boring to me. There were some quite amusing segments, I guess, of Diamond Head riding the Segway, but that's it. 10th place, we have Midnight Madness. This isn't the episode that I was talking about would be in the bottom 3, but for Lucas, this one's going to be pretty low, in my opinion. Because, from the way I see it, it'll be pretty low for him as well. Because, like Monster Weather, it's kind of boring. Only difference is, it brings back, the villain comes back in the future. Subliminal is a unique villain, but kind of underwhelming compared to other villains we have in this series, and not very memorable when we go down the line. When we go down in the line, looking at other villains. But it's alright. It's alright. It's an alright episode. Interesting upgrade segment, in my opinion. In ninth place, we have Super Alien Hero Buddy Adventures. This one, I am pretty confident is going to be in the bottom 3 for Lucas. Because he hates this episode for some reason. I say that, and when I watch his ranking, it's going to be in his top 5. I doubt it would, but it would be really weird if it was. Yeah, it's a weird start. I'll be honest, and can throw people off if they see just the start. But, in my opinion, if you ignore the starting segment and actually get to the main plot, I find it kind of interesting. The villain is forgettable. I generally forgot his name until we saw him. But it was an alright episode in my opinion. Not the best. But definitely not the worst by any means. 8th place we have Ben Wolf. And this one, people were probably expecting to be a bit higher. But in my personal opinion, this is the most boring out of the Ghost Freak arc in this series. And to no one's surprise, obviously it is. But I did like the whole part in this plot where Ben was actually turning into a Yenadushi, or the wolf. And then to find out it was actually an alien. That's kind of cool. But I'm not a really big fan of this old Mexico-like setting. I say that, and we're going to get to when we get round to eventually, when we watch New Scooby-Doo, there's an episode based in Mexico that I actually like. So that's going to be me being hypocritical in the future. But there's something about this tone for the story which I just wasn't a fan of. In 7th place, we have The Return, the second episode in the Ghost Freak arc, and the episode that brings back Ghost Freak, which is good. Compared to the previous episode that Ghost Freak was in, Ghost Freak's Out, not as good by any means, never as good, never will be as good. But as the third episode in the Ghost Freak arc, it's an alright third one, sets up the 4th episode quite well, and of course brings back Ghost Freak. Who doesn't like Ghost Freak? 6th place, we have The Visitor. Now, I would not be surprised if lots of people were thinking this would be in the top 3. Because it's a good episode, great character being Xylene, and a not very good villain, but a villain that stands out. And of course the introduction to Upchuck. But the reason why it's that low is because I have more of a nostalgic feeling towards the others, or I just see them being a lot better as The Visitor. But don't worry though, The Visitor is still one of my favourite episodes. Not going to be in my top 10 list by any means, never will be. But it is a very good episode that I would rewatch over and over again. Because who doesn't like Upchuck? 5th place, we have The Unnaturals. And this is... this one, I will not be surprised if Lucas puts it on the lower half of the list. That's all I'm going to say. In my opinion, The Unnaturals is actually a very enjoyable episode. Another good Accelerate segment. Man, I like these Accelerate segments. But it does have its down points, being Ben cheating when it came to winning a music pocket. But he learns his lesson about it in the future. Someone's barking. That's my dog. Anyone out there? Yes, it is. I really hate it when that kind of stuff happens. Please bear with me. I'll be right back. I hate it when this happens. I'm really sorry about this. Of course that would happen. Of course I get a delivery during that. God. Okay, so 5th place, as I said, The Unnaturals. Great Accelerate segment. Rather good one-time villains, in my opinion. I actually really liked them. And then to find out they actually belong to Enoch. When you put the things together about these villains, with the colour of their uniforms, the symbol they have being a shield, and, of course, the most obvious one, the name of their group being the Squires, it all links to knights, which I thought was actually really good. And I did not really expect that until it was revealed at the end, which, in my opinion, was a great twist, and I loved it. And also, Cash and JT, even though they're kind of dicks, sorry for the language, but even though they're kind of pricks, there we are, that's better, in the original series to Ben, they were alright, I would say. There's another episode coming up in the next season that I actually prefer them in, but they're okay there. They're okay there. They're good. 4th place is Game Over. Now, this is, as a prediction, this is the episode that I think will be Lucas's favourite. Because I know he actually really likes this episode. I can't remember why, but it has a very unique concept, which is probably the reason. Unique concepts, rather intriguing, and there's nothing really bad about it. If anything, the only bad part about it is the lack of alien transformations in it. But it has the average... 4? Yes, 4 alien transformations in it, which is actually the average of what's in most episodes. If anything, 3 is the average. But I think Game Over has a fair amount of alien transformations. No Accelerate transformation, but whatever. We get Cannonbolt though, so it's alright. 3rd place is Be Afraid of the Dark. The finale to the Ghost Freak arc. And in my opinion, a rather good finale to this arc. But me and Lucas have come to an agreement that it's not the best arc in the Ben 10 series. I can't remember what he said his favourite arc in the Ben 10 series is, but my favourite arc is actually in the Alien Force segment. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that soon. I'm not sure how soon, but hopefully it'll be by this time next year at least. But Be Afraid of the Dark, other than that, great segment, I actually really enjoyed it. And of course the I'm going to call it Ultimate Ghost Freak, even though it's not. Basically when Ghost Freak gets consumed in complete and utter darkness, really cool in my opinion, and I loved it. 2nd place, Under Wraps, the last episode to talk about in the Ghost Freak arc, and in my opinion my favourite because of the farm setting. I do not know why, but I actually like this episode for its setting and all the alien transformations for the farm chores. And another Accelerate segment, yes. If I was to think of something else, another reason why it'll be this high, I think it'll probably have to do with the Mummy, because the Mummy is actually my favourite villain, henchman to Ghost Freak in the Ghost Freak arc, which yes, I like it a lot. It's really good in my opinion. I'm really intimidating. If I was to pick which one out of the Mummy or the Wolf to be the most intimidating, I would say the Mummy. Especially for that little segment where it appears in the ice cream factory with the lights going off every now and then just to show it's moved a few spaces forward. That's a great horror bit. That's a great horror segment that's been put in so many movies. And even though this isn't a horror cartoon, it's really well done in that, and I like it a lot for that. But of course, in 1st place is Ben 10,000. Yes, again, another Accelerate segment, and there's a lot of Accelerate segments in this. Easily my favourite episode. There was really no thinking. There's really no second thoughts had to be put into this for this being my favourite episode. Because I actually like the future world in the Ben 10 episode, so I think you have a rough idea where Ken 10's going to come in the next season. But for this, the villains are in there, Dr. Animo and Vilgax. Good combination, in my opinion, and yes. And, of course, the whole Charmcaster... what? Charmcaster? With whole Gwen and her future self, showing that she mastered magic and all that. Good. And then, of course, the flying rust bucket. Bit random, but it's still good. There's not really anything else that I can say about this episode that I like, because if I do, it's just going to span over an entire episode worth of Ben 10. So, in order to save you guys the hassle, just know Ben 10,000 is my favourite episode of this series, and probably, as of now, probably going to change my favourite episode of the original series of Ben 10. But with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below. I'll see you in the next video where I'm ranking the villains of Series 3, and I'll see you next time.